In this video, we're going to be looking at array methods. Array methods are certain functions that are used to perform operations on arrays. In the previous videos, we saw how we can create arrays as well as update arrays. Beyond creating an array and updating the value of an array, there are other operations you want to perform on an array, and these methods make it possible to perform those operations on arrays. So we're going to spend some time to look at those methods and how we can use them. The first method we're going to be looking at is the push method. The push method is used to add an element to an array. So after creating an array like this, let's create a new array. So we say let's fruits equals to mango, orange, pineapple, I'm sure I got the spelling right. Okay, so we have 3 fruits here. Now let's say somewhere in our program we want to add another fruit, right? So that's where the push method comes in. So the push method is used to add an element to the end of the array. So if I use the push method on this array, it's going to add an element at this position. So if I want to add another element to this array, we do something like this: fruits dot push, like this, and then we'll pass in the what we want to add. So I'll say apple here. So let's print out console.log. Let's say array before pushing and fruits, and we do array after pushing, and we have fruits here. So if we run this array before pushing, we see we have our original array here, which is what we created here, and array after pushing, you can see that the last guy we added is here, the apple. So this is how we can add elements to our array by using the push method. So you create your array like this, and then you call the array dot push, and then you provide what you want to add to that array. Now, to also mention that you can add anything. The content of your array can be anything, mustn't be strings. In this case, we are using strings, which are names of names of fruits here. So arrays can be anything. It can be numbers. Let's say you are collecting the age of persons, a group of persons. It can be even objects. It can be functions. Later we're going to be treating objects, we're going to be treating functions, and you will see how you can make use of that even in arrays. But arrays can be any value, any data type. The next function we want to look at is the pop function. This function is the opposite of the push function. So the push function is used to add elements to an array, while the pop is used to remove an element from the array, and is used to remove the last element. So let's see how we can use that on this array. So if we do fruits.pop like this, let's print this .log array after pop and fruits here. Okay, so after pop, we'll see that we have our original array here. So if I call this twice, let me call another before printing fruit.pop like this. So we have two elements removed, and you need to note also that the remover is always from the last element, so it removes the last element in the array. So whenever the pop method is called, it will remove the last element of the array. So lastly, let's look at the splice method. So you can also remove elements from an array at a specified index using the splice method. So the splice is used to remove elements at a specified index. In this case, using pop here, we were able to remove elements from the last index, or from the last. We're able to remove the last element from this array, right? So it always removes the last element. The splice gives you the flexibility to be able to remove an element at a particular position. We're going to look at how we can do different things. Aside removing elements, you can also add elements at a particular position using splice. We are going to look at how we can do all of that in the next video.